Hey, what's up, guys? Zero One here, and today I'm going to be speaking to you about Contact. It's a film based off of a novel written by Carl Sagan, and it was directed. The film was directed by Robert Zemeckis. It stars Jodie Foster, Matthew McConaughey, James Wood, John Hurts. What's her name? Angela Bassett. And the whole story about Contact is finally the human race making contact with an alien life form outside their solar system. And Jodie Foster, who plays the main character, she, when she was a little kid, she always had the fascination of actually making contacts with people around the United States. So she had her own, radio station there and at her parents' house, and she also had a really good relationship with her father. And as the story progresses, we start seeing that she always wanted to see, or she always wanted to be that first person that makes history and making contact with an other life form other than the human race. So the story really moves forward once Jodie Foster actually makes contact. And she's very excited. She's like, whoa, like it felt very real the way she portrayed the character once she makes that first contact with an alien life form or gets a signal from the Vega system. And she goes 100 miles per hour on her car, and she's calling up her crew, and everything's going real fast and quick, like Star Trek, the J.J. Abrams very first one. So that was pretty cool. And Matthew McConaughey, who is a spiritual leader in a sense, and he's also a spiritual advisor for the president. Also plays an important role in her life because he actually brings questions that really not even science can explain, especially the love that she had with her father. That's really a key component in this entire story. Her love for her father is very real, very deep, and as we all know, science really can't measure love. It can't really understand love, but we know it's real, and it's a spiritual component of us humans. James Wood plays, you could say, I think Secretary of State or something like that, and he comes as a very typical government personnel. He's very negative about the whole shebang about, hey, we're making contact with an alien life form, and he's very skeptic about everything else. The same thing with the rest of the government. They're very skeptic. They're kind of on the front. They're like, whoa, maybe this is not real, maybe this is fake. And the entire story plays out pretty good. The cinematography is done very well. There's typical Robert Zemeckis continuous shot, and the cool thing about the continuous shot, as we all know about Robert Zemeckis, is that they help the story push along. They add to the story, and they add also to the characters. There's one shot where Jodie Foster's character is speaking with her dad, and it's just this slow continuous shot of the camera going through a window into a hallway, and at the same time you're seeing Jodie Foster's character just interacting with her father, and it was very beautiful because her father is doing something and she's coloring, but it's still acting, and it still helps develop the character, and that was real cool. Actually, in reality, Carl Sagan, when he wrote the novel, before he wrote the novel, he actually wrote a screenplay, but he couldn't get off the ground. None of the studios really wanted to invest in the film, so he decided to do the novel. The only negatives I have about this film is just the way the conservatives were portrayed. We were portrayed as bigots, closed-minded individuals, people who really don't tolerate other people's ideas or philosophies. Us Christians were willing to kill ourselves just to stop a scientific experiment. And that was, that wasn't cool. I mean, in the past, yes, I understand that the church has done certain things that, we as Christians are not proud of, but we learned from it and we moved on. And that's the thing that I could say about this film. The negative part was just the Christians were not portrayed correctly. We were portrayed like nutcases, basically. People who believe in God were very deceptive, very controlling, very negative individuals. But I really like the heart of the entire story. The content was basically about, at its core, it's about believing something that you don't have an evidence for, you don't have facts for, but you know it's real. Like, and you had this really deep experience that you can't explain to the rest of the science community, you can't explain to anybody else, but you would want people to understand what you're going through or what you've been through. The same thing I felt at the very end when you saw Jodie Foster's character, speaking to the science community, speaking to the rest of the human race, that she would want to share this experience that she had, but she can't. And that's the thing when it comes to faith. Faith, sometimes you're not able to copy it from you and give it to somebody else. But in a sense, it doesn't mean that we should just shut you down just because we can't relate or we can't believe what you believe in. And that's one of the things that I feel that as the years progress, as days pass by, we conservatives are shut down. We're basically to the point where they're going to start persecuting us because we don't believe in what the left believes. So if we don't believe what you guys believe, well, we got to shut down your bakery, we got to shut down your business, we got to take away your kids because you're teaching them about the Bible. And that's one of the things that I just feel the whole message of Contact was like, hey, if somebody has a certain belief or a certain ideology or something happened to them, let's just hear them out. And I thank Carl Sagat for that, or I thank Robert Zemeckis and Carl Sagat working together and keeping it balanced when it came down to the technical side and also the story-wise. When it came down to the spiritual component of it, that the spiritual guy, like Matthew McConaughey, is this guy who believes in, a supreme God, but really in reality he doesn't have any convictions or any type of religious, how can I put it, standards. There you go. Certain moral standards. It kind of, you really don't buy into Matthew McConaughey's being the spiritual leader. That's the thing I didn't buy. The only thing that really helped him out was just that Texas accent, the Southern accent, where it's like, okay, he's from the South and he believes in God, so we could kind of, buy into that. But when it came down to this explanation of why he believes there's a God, or why he believes that what he believes in, it wasn't that strong. There you go. But Jodie Foster's character was done very, very well, in the sense that you believe her motives, you believe why she believed in what she believed in. So, they did a good job in that sense. The only thing that I didn't get from the character was she's a very intelligent woman, she's a very independent woman, but yet she has a one-night stand with a stranger. That's another thing that I didn't understand. I was like, wait, hold up. You never met this guy, but then you're sleeping with him? It just didn't really jive at all. I didn't get it. So that's me. But yeah, you guys go check it out, the film, and have a great day. Later. Bye. Peace. Jesus Christ in the Middle East. Remember.